Hello and welcome to the Boxing Supplement. We are 6 days away from the big one, Froch 2 at Wembley Stadium. 80,000 tickets sold, 60 in under an hour, 60,000 that is obviously. We've got 4, one each, couple of mates.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for it. And just for this update, speaking to fan number 1 here, we've got Steve Bad Intentions Taylor, and going to fire some questions at him about the fight. Okay, so I'd like to start with, there's been a lot of talk about Froch's preparation not going so well the first time. He's got a sports psychologist on board now and says he's more focused than ever. You've got George Groves, who was promoterless last time, just split up with Adam Booth, long-time trainer, and is now with, as he was for the first fight, Paddy Fitzpatrick, having his second camp with him in Swindon. And this week he announced he's signed with Team Sowland Promotions. So do you think this all makes for a better George Groves?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a lot better George Groves. I mean, he's got stability there now. He's got, he's more comfortable. He's more comfortable in himself. I think he knows what's going on. I mean, after he split with Adam Booth, that was all up in the air in that fight. He sort of messed things up a little bit for him. He didn't know what was going on. I mean, now he's, like you said, he's signed with Sauerland. It's got big fights in the future for him. I think it's a really good move. Because
even before the fight, we were all expecting Adam Booth to just pop up. Then it was a little media stunt or something. I think there might have even been odds on for what are the chances of Adam Booth popping up in his corner and it all just being a big joke or just mind games again. But now, as you said, he must be more settled, knowing he's got his promotion sorted out.
I mean, it's really exciting times for him, and he's got his future sort of all set there now. And I think he's going to do really well. I think he's a really exciting fighter. I'm really excited. I think he's a really good fighter. I like his style. He's got a
very typical Adam Booth style, wasn't it? Really?
Typical Adam Booth style. He starts so quick all the time. He's got some heavy shots on him. He likes to be on your chest the whole time. Doesn't give any fighters a chance to breathe. I think that's what the problem Froch had. I don't think Froch expected the speed he was coming out with. And I'm really excited.
Absolutely, man. I mean, obviously, Mikel Kessler, Arthur Abraham are over at Team Sowland, so he's win, lose or draw. He's got some good, exciting fights lined up for him, and they're big money fights as well. Both being previous world champions, and there'll be a lot of buzz in Europe for those fights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's going to be a cracking fight. I think if when he gets past this fight, I think the Kessler fight is definitely on. It's going to be a brilliant fight because Kessler's, similar sort of styles. I think it's going to be a war. I think an absolute war, that fight.
I mean, I think it was George Groves that said he was sparring Carl Froch around the time Kessler fought Carl Froch for the first time. So he said, I softened Froch up. And then he sparred with Kessler for his camp when he fought Froch the second time. And, as Froch was felt disrespected, that, a British fighter was going abroad and, helping out, potentially Kessler. But he just said he softened him up for Froch to win the second time round. So
you've got to take sparring partners wherever you can. I mean, it's always good to get the experience there. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
No,
I
agree.
He's a good fighter, good sparring. It makes you a better fighter. I can't see nothing wrong with it.
Nah, not at all. Well, there's both guys pick at each other, pick holes in their performances and what they're good and what they're not so good at. There's been a few questions raised about George Groves' stamina. Do you think he has stamina issues, or do you think the fast pace that he set in the first fight with Carl Froch was the possible cause of what may have been his decline in the championship rounds had he got there?
Yeah, I mean, he's never really been tested over 12 rounds. I mean, he's only ever gone the distance twice. I think that's Glenn Johnson and James DeGale. They're very close fights as well. I mean, the DeGale fight mainly, but I mean, Glenn Johnson, he looked outstanding now. I thought he's a really good fight. He may come unstuck. He starts really fast. I don't know whether first fight he was just trot. Because he put Froch down, he thought he could maybe jump on him and get him out of there early, but Froch sort of, hold tight. As soon as Froch stays in the fight, you just know Froch is always going to come on strong and he's going to get that strong round. And obviously he got stronger, and we all know what happened. But
well, one of his best attributes, not only has he got a granite chin that is always talked about, Carl Froch, he's got heart and determination. You know, he's always in the fight. When he beat Jermaine Bad Intentions Taylor, and I think it was his first defence of his WBC super middleweight title. He went over to Taylor's backyard, was losing on the scorecards. He'd been put down by Taylor for the first time in his professional career, and came back to stop him in the 12th round. So I think there was 12 seconds left or something.
yeah,
You know, so Froch is a live opponent at all times, and you know, the Kessler fights took, I don't know, I wouldn't say they took a lot out of him, because he'd had some great performances in between the first and second, but there were signs of the heavy pace that was set in that second fight that they were both fading, certainly, and there was Kessler trying to get Froch out of there right towards the end. Froch looked a bit wobbly, but you can't blame the man. I've just done 33 minutes of intense fighting with the hard Dane Mikkel Kessler. So yeah, I think if stamina is a key point here, possibly it favours Carl Froch. He's been tested at 12 rounds at the World Championship level.
yeah. I mean, I think if it goes to a point where it gets to sort of 9 rounds, 8-9 rounds, I think, you know, I'll be leaning towards Froch possibly, but you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, Groves, you can hit hard, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen. But I mean, Froch always seems to come on strong towards the end.
Yeah.
He always seems to take a few rounds off, you know, and yeah, it's just going to be exciting. But I mean, you know, I think Froch is going to be he's going to have a better defence, better guard. He's going to have better head movement in this fight.
Do you think he's all worked on that since?
Yeah, I think he's worked on that.
High,
yeah, he's definitely worked on all that. You know, he's going to go better foot, head movement. He's going to have a better guard. He's not going to, you know, he's going to show George some more respect. I don't think he showed him enough respect in the first fight, but
Nah.
I think he's going to show a bit more respect, and you know, it's going to be interesting. That round one is going to be a really interesting round of what sort of styles they're both going to. You know, is George going to jump on him? Is Froch is he going to start a lot faster and jump on him? Is it going to be more? It's going to be a cagey first few rounds. You know, in 6 days' time we're going to find out.
Find out, yeah. I mean, classic saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and he is 36 years old. I've never seen him with his left hand up. He does leave that hanging down, and he's open for the right hand shot all night. And someone who can, you know, whack a bit like a George Groves, he is heavy-handed. And not only that, he, like David Haye, another Adam Booth fighter, I mean, George Groves isn't anymore, but he hits with so much speed. I think that's where the power comes from. He hits you on the button with the amount of speed that he throws the shot with. It's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
And with Froch with a low guard, with his left just being dangling down here, which is his style.
I think he needs to cover his chin up a lot more. You know, he can't have his hands too low, because I mean, he'll get clogged with heavy shots. You know, he knows George has got the power. You know, in his punches, he's got the speed. I mean, he's got a great jab. They've both got a good jab, I think. You know, Froch has got a slightly, you know, better reach. But yeah, I can't wait.
I can't wait either. So do you think this one will be an all-out war or more of a tactical fight?
Well, like I said, I think it's the first sort of round is going to be quite cagey, in my opinion. Especially on Froch's part, I think it's going to be cagey. You know, I think personally Groves is going to probably go out there to try and bomb him out. I think I read he's going to have him out in 3 rounds. I think 3 or 6 rounds he's going to have him out by. But I mean, I don't know. I think Froch is going to make it a lot more cagier, and it's going to be a lot more cautious. But you know, game plans can change with one punch, or you know, you see an opening, someone jumps in it, and then before you know it, it's turning into a slugfest.
Yeah,
it's turning into bombs away.
There's so many questions.
What I'm hoping for.
There's so many questions that, you know, couldn't be answered. You know, what if you know George hadn't put him down in the first round? You know, what if Froch didn't get George out of there in the 9th with the stoppage? You know, what would Froch have left? You know, would Groves been able to have come back? You know, that's the best thing about this fight, is there are so many questions but not many answers. You know, it's all what if this happened.
As controversial the stoppage, I mean, it's created an absolute amazing fight this time round. I mean, 80,000 seat. The bums are going to be on seats in Wembley.
On the edge of seats.
You know, my bum's going to be in there, and I'm hoping to see some bums on the canvas. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm buzzed for it. I can't wait.
I can see, as you've said, yeah, a cagey opening. You know, George Groves has said about he'll explain, which will be next week, fight week. He'll explain what he's going to do, what punch he's going to land to stop him, blah blah blah. But yeah, you'd expect it to be a little more cagey, and it will explode as the rounds go on. I mean, yeah. I don't think it will be quite like the first fight. That was one of the most exciting fights I've seen.
It was unexpected, wasn't it?
It was unexpected. I had Groves. I picked Groves to do that, just judging by Froch's performances against young, fast fighters. Dirrell and Ward come to mind, and even Jermaine Taylor was winning on the scorecard. So he got stopped by him in the 12th. But Jermaine Taylor was much better at middleweight, not super middleweight, and had stamina issues. So,
but I mean, Groves is a knockout artist. I mean, obviously you've got 19 fights, 15 knockouts.
That's right, yeah.
Obviously the one loss, the controversial one against Froch. I mean, he's a hard hitter. He's a banger.
Yeah.
You know, and Froch has got one of the hardest gyms in the business. He that's what he says himself. And round one, Froch is finding himself picking himself up off the floor.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm sure they're going to have a little bit of a pull and a push.
Pull and a push.
In 6 days' time, maybe in 5 days' time at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
You never know. Okay, before we end this then, before we wrap it up, who you got?
I've been going back.
Stevens there.
It's going to be a good one. I've been going back and forth. Kept saying to myself, Froch, if Groves will have him early on, I'm just going to just bang him out of there. But it depends what kind of mindset Froch is in. He's got a psychologist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Froch could do it late on. If it goes late, I think Froch he's got it in the bag. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to have to lean towards Groves. I mean, all the mind games he's been cracking out, I think he's getting under Froch's skin, whether he'd like to admit that or not. But
there's much more on the line for Froch, in my opinion. As Groves said, he's got another 10 years in the game. He's just put pen to paper with Sauerland.
I mean, Froch was saying he's going to retire Groves, which I thought was a great comment. I don't think Groves will retire, win or lose.
No.
But I think I'm gonna, I'll be going down to bookmakers and putting a few quid on old Grovesy boy.
Distance or stoppage?
I think it's going to be a stoppage with Groves. I mean, look at his record. He doesn't want to stand there for 12 rounds.
Nah.
He wants to get him out. So I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Are you comfortable with a round, just to put it out there, or put on the spot, say a round?
Well, he says he's going to do it in 3. I can't see that. I think it's. I'd say round 5.
Yeah.
5, I think. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll change tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah, it's going to keep changing.
Same for me,
It's going to keep changing.
It's one of those ones you watch, the gloves are off, you think, oh, this man's got it. You hear him say this.
Who do
I think?
Who do you think is going to do it?
I didn't expect to be asked that, but I think it's one of those things I cannot see Froch being stopped. And I couldn't see him being put on his arse, but he bloody well went down to the canvas on his bum, didn't he, in the first fight? And if that wasn't right at the end of the round, I think Groves would have got him out of there.
Yeah.
If Howard Foster was prepared to jump in on Groves when he was in trouble in the 9th, my God, Froch would have been in a lot more trouble.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. So I'm gonna go Groves, and I'm gonna go stoppage, and I'm gonna go round 8. Yeah. There you have it. In my next update, I'll probably change my mind, but for now I'm going Groves.
I couldn't do the Rubik's Cube either. Failed it. So.
What's your record though?
It's not about 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
But I couldn't talk and do it at the same time. I'm not as good as Groves, so. But.
Or maybe if you had the cameras flashing and maybe Carl Froch over there talking, you'd be able to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd have cleared the water bottle.
Maybe next time. But.
Alright, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again.